Coming. All right, let's turn that way down. Yeah, let's turn it. One game left in the USL Championship's busy week 7, and it's right here in the Magic City as the Legion look for back-to-back home wins. After a strong performance and a clean sheet last time out, trying to replicate that against one of the best counterattacks in the USL Championship in Indy 11. It's Birmingham's team against Indy's side, and it starts next. That's not too bad. Yeah, well, roll with it. Okay. Okay. Hey. Oh man, right blood. Oh, Romero. One game left in the USL Championship's busy week 7, and it's right here in the Magic City as the Legion look for back-to-back home wins. After a strong performance and a clean sheet last time out, trying to replicate that against one of the best counterattacks in the USL Championship in Indy 11. It's Birmingham's team against Indy's side, and it starts next. Well, it's already been a busy weekend here in Birmingham, Alabama, as we welcome you to the Magic City Closing out week 7 in the USL Championship with Birmingham Legion taking on Indy 11. Here in our press box at Protective Stadium, glad to have you with us on this beautiful Sunday. That's Morgan Copes, I'm Blake Gardner, and Morgan, both of these two teams looked very, very good last weekend.
They did. Both got 3 points. Legion FC got a clean sheet. Indy got 3 goals. But Indy 11 so far haven't had a clean sheet so far this year, but they have scored in their last 4, and they are unbeaten in their last 4.
Yeah, it's been all about the offense for Indy. They've been lethal on the counter. They put 3 up on Monterey Bay, but as you said, all those clean sheets that goalkeeper Eric Digg had at Pittsburgh last year just hasn't found one yet with Indy 11. We'll see if that changes today.
Yes, and if Indy 11 are going to be successful for their run-in through the rest of the season, he is going to have to gel with his back 4. You already see he's got 17 saves. Making saves is not the issue for Eric Digg. I think just getting cohesive with his back line is going to be huge for them. As you said, he's still chasing his first clean sheet so far this season with this team. But if they're going to get 3 points today, he's going to have to be big today.
It's a rebuilt back line for Indy, but it's filled with veterans still gelling here in 2026. Speaking of guys who made moves over to their teams to start this year, Gevorg Diarbian has been awfully bright for the Legion.
Yeah, you see he had 12 goal involvements with New England Revolution 2 last year, so he certainly has the capability of getting himself in positions to both score and create for his teammates. He's got plenty of pace, can take defenders on the dribble. I'm looking for him to have a breakout match today.
He's played nearly every minute so far this year for the Legion, but looking for that first involvement on the stat sheet here in 2026. We'll see if that comes today. When we return to Birmingham, we'll get a look at each side's starting 11s, plus the first 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion FC and Indy 11, right after this.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Welcome back to our coverage of USL Championship Soccer, closing out this week 7 from Birmingham, Alabama. Before kickoff, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s and Morgan. Let's start first with Indy 11. Sean McCauley's group ran all over Monterey Bay, and he didn't change a thing.
And you can't blame him, right? You got 3 points, you got 3 goals. The only thing you want is a clean sheet maybe while you're at home. A moment of a lapse in concentration led to the goal. But look, this is a great team. They've got a lot of attacking talent. Excited to see him here in Birmingham today.
Pablo Kello once again leads the line up front as the false 9, the striker, the target man for Indy. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, Jay Heaps didn't change a whole lot either.
No, the only change is Trey Garthen is dropping back to right back, and Peter Lee Vassell comes in. He had a good impact when he came on last weekend, and Amir Daly goes to the bench or doesn't get into the team today. But I look for Birmingham to go down that right side with Trey Garthen and Vassell getting right at Quinn all afternoon.
Pace on the flanks for both teams. Going to be something to watch here this afternoon. Both teams have made their way onto the turf down below. Kalin Radisov, the Illinois native, gets his third USL Championship assignment of the year. A guy that did 8 last year. He's been busy this week. Did Louisville City and Austin FC in the U.S. Open Cup back on Wednesday. So his second match in 4 days for him. There's Sean McCulley, now in his 3rd season as the manager of Indy 11. The Englishman, the 53-year-old, a longtime coach across USL and MLS. Trying to get Indy 11 back to the playoffs. Speaking of trying to get back to the playoffs, that is what Jay Heaps and Birmingham Legion are trying to do. President, general manager, now head coach. Jay Heaps picked up his first win as a manager since September of 2017 when he was at the helm of New England Revolution. Now back at the helm of this Birmingham Legion side. Picked up 3 points against Pittsburgh last Sunday, Morgan. New Sunday, but Jay Heaps and Birmingham hoping for a similar result.
Yes, indeed. They really want to try and take and turn their home field into an advantage this year. Last year was a big struggle for them to get 3 points at home. This year, they've had a few games. They finally got a win. They're 1-1-1 at home. Let's see if they can break that 500 mark today.
Gorgeous day for soccer here in Alabama. Rain came through yesterday, brought a cold front with it. On-field temperature 64 degrees as we approach kickoff, but with a stiff breeze, it feels more like high to mid-50s. And we'll get a little bit cooler as we play on tonight, getting all the way down to the low of 47 a little bit later on. So, the wind going to play a factor. Both sets of players certainly happy that you don't get the blistering hot temperatures that are oh so common in the deep south. All 11 for both sides around the center circle as we await Kalin Radisov's whistle. Both goalkeepers being pointed back to their respective goals. Jassim Kalalit, Eric Dick, both have their towels and water bottles in hand. They'll both drop those off over by the netting. And we should be ready to go here in just a moment. There is the whistle. And in a delay here to start things off at Protective Stadium. So here we go from Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. We are off and running. Birmingham Legion FC in their all roads lead home. Black kits, Indy 11 in the road red. Right away, Mario Williams ushers that over the inline and out for a Birmingham Legion corner.
Not the cleanest of starts from either team. Miss-hit pass from Ramiz Hamoda, the young teenager for Birmingham Legion, turns into a clearance and now a corner.
So Tyler Patcher over near that flag. He'll provide in-swinging service, and a free header goes wanting. Not a bad ball from Patcher, but Sebastian Tregarthen couldn't redirect that on frame.
Yeah, that was a really, really good chance for Birmingham to get on the board early.
Would have been the second time in as many weeks Sebastian Tregarthen gets on the end of a cross and finishes. The second-year pro had the lone goal in Birmingham's 1-0 win against Pittsburgh last weekend. On an assist from Dawson McCartney. It's a matchup Birmingham Legion's looking for some success in. 16th overall meeting today between Indy and the Legion. Birmingham Birmingham has 6 wins overall, Indy 9 all-time wins. These two teams have never drawn.
Is that a fact?
Not a fact.
Really?
Now, technically, you could say the USL Cup meeting last year was a draw, but you go straight to PKs. Indy came away with 2 points, Birmingham Legion with 1. But there was a victor of sorts in that contest. And if you include that as an Indy win, Indy has won 6 in a row against the Legion coming into today.
Well, last week I think Birmingham beat Pittsburgh for the first time since 2022. So maybe turning over a new leaf for Birmingham. Jay Heaps' tutelage.
Birmingham were to win today, it'd be their first win against Indy since June of 2023. That 3-point performance for the Legion was punctuated by a 89th minute goal. Longtime Legionnaire Enzo Martinez. Dawson McCartney was chucked off that ball by Bruno Rendon. It's out for an Indy 11 throw. Last year, Indy won 1-0 in Birmingham. As we talked about, the USL Open Cup came away with 2 points to Birmingham's 1. PK results in the USL Cup up at the bike, and then back in league play up in Indianapolis. Indy gave up the first goal, a banger from Peter Lee Vassell, his first goal as a member of Birmingham Legion. Indy 11 came back with 2 second-half goals to record a 2-1 victory. Rendon with a back heel, flicks it to Okello's direction. Okello couldn't quite get it back to him. Kavita once again wearing the captain's armband, finds an outlet. Here comes Birmingham. Peter Lee Vassell picks up his head, looking for an option, finds one in Pasher.
It was a good break from Birmingham there. It stalls with Peter Lee Vassell getting on the ball, but he gets side on in between the space, in between the lines, and is able to turn and run it to the Indy midfield, who were very stretched at the moment. So an opportunity there, see if that continues to develop. Usually that Indy group stays very, very tight in center of midfield.
Here is Pasher with a little bit of space, probing the right side of that midfield, working with Sebastian Tregarthen. Peter Lee Vassell. It's Vassell and Tregarthen mainly on that right side, but Tyler Pasher given room to roam. On this side for the Legion, Vork Diarbian, Dawson McCartney. Hamoda, the teenager, as Morgan said, just 17 years old, turns 18 next month. Once again, back as one of the 2 center backs for Birmingham today. Indy trying to find something on the outlet. That's will be chased down by Hamoda and his goalkeeper, Sim Kalelan. Starter in goal once again for Birmingham. And if you haven't seen Indy 11 play yet this year, this is about how it goes. They are more than content to concede possession, to find things on the counter in the open space you vacate. It's McCartney's pass cut out. Anthony Herbert, center back, working with Paco Craig once again.
It's good defensive work from Herbert there. He saw the danger in advance, and then the moment McCartney put his head down to put that ball square across his back line, he stepped into it one possession and put his team on the counterattack, or to go the other way.
So Birmingham back on the ball here. Expect them to have quite a bit of the ball this year. Second season in a row now. Indy 11 is last in the USL Championship in average time of possession per match. Less than 40% possession rate so far for Indy 11 to start 2026. Even more dramatic percentage behind the next lowest team than it was a year ago. And this has kind of been the MO of this Indy crew. Sean McCauley saying, listen, we don't care how much possession we have. It's what we do with the possession that we do get. And so far, this team has found some rhythm, the attacking third, when they have possessed in dangerous areas. Good work from McElhatton. Peter Lee Vassell in midfield to win ball back for Birmingham. The teenager Hamoda carries forward, looking for Dawson McCartney. His pass, McCartney is just a bit behind Diarbian. Mario Williams tracks back defensively to win it back for the Legion. So that's the challenge today, Birmingham. And Jay Heaps, what what do you do with the possession that you're granted? Moda tries to pick a pass over the top. That'll fall kindly for McCartney. He's got options. He serves. Dealt with by Aiden Quinn at the back post. Headed further away from traffic by Rendon. Yarbian recovers, dispossessed. No nonsense from McElhatton. Clears it into the Indy bench for an Indy 11 throw.
Yeah, if you can see the flag in the corner, it is blowing very, very hard into the face of the Legion FC defense. So that ball that Hamoda typically plays, it might run off and skip off the field on a normal day, but Legion FC like to water the field before they play, so it plays more like grass, and that ball held up very nicely for McCartney, but Williams and his other attacking teammates weren't able to get on the end of McCartney's cross in that instance.
Something we talked about with Sean McCauley this week. Both these two teams play on turf surfaces, but he said there is a big difference between the turf at Michael A. Carroll Stadium and the turf here at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. He said this surface plays significantly quicker. Something Indy has to adjust to on the road. Rendon almost took it away from Diarbian. Credit to the winger. Got back to his feet, now on the run. Around one man. Can't quite get around to second, and he's going to be called for the foul as Hayden White was brought down from behind by the Legion FC winger. You can see that flag there, the American flag, gusting up to near 20 miles an hour this afternoon. Morgan, I'm not sure how much there was in that challenge, but anytime a defender goes down like that, almost certain to see the whistle or hear the whistle.
And I guarantee you, if you ask a defender, anytime an attacker goes down, they think that the attacker gets the whistle. So there was certainly some jostling, some hand fighting in that one. Ultimately, Diarbian called for the foul in Indy's way.
Goal kick here for Birmingham, and Morgan gives us a chance to look at our keys to the match tonight. Let's start first with Indy 11. How do they pick up a road result today?
Yeah, I think they have to stay organized at the back, stay cohesive. It's going to be so key for them. I still think that this team is gelling together as a defensive unit. I think Eric Dick is a big pickup, and he'll be great for them throughout the season. But, you know, if you're Legion FC, I say pedal to the metal, get at Indy. Don't wait. Don't be delayed in your attack. Go as quickly as you can. Use the pace that you have on the outsides. See if you can go create some chances and get 3 points.
Talking to Birmingham manager Jay Heaps, he said that's what he's liked about his crew, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks, the way they've come out on the front foot. They played the game at their pace, their tempo. Birmingham has had a lot of the ball early, but they have conceded a free kick here as the foul goes against the Legion. Good hold-up play from Jack Blake, trying to keep that away from Seth Antwi, one of the 2 defensive midfielders for Birmingham today. Free kick coming for Indy, about 38 yards from goal. A crowd of red shirts awaiting near the back post. As Cam Lindley gets ready to serve this, clips it up into the air, and over the top of everybody without a touch. Like it carried just a little bit further than Lindley would have preferred. Again, dealing with that breeze at his back. Birmingham quick to put it back in place, send it back the other direction. First ball won by Indy. Second ball clipped by McCartney. Antwi lobs it back in the direction of Anthony Herbert. Pasher able to bring that down with comfort. 11+ minutes in. Glad to have you with us. You're watching on ESPN Plus, on My 68, or listening on Sirius XM FC today. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes here with you. Final Week 7 matchup. Birmingham Legion, Indy 11. Gavork Diarbian got service away, but couldn't find a fellow black shirts. Clearance calm and convincing for the veteran Cam Lindley. The Indiana native jump starts the attack back the other direction. Masadvi able to chase this one down in front of Sebastian Tregarthen. Masadvi turns his defender back on his right foot towards the penalty spot. It's clipped. Rendon couldn't quite get there. Tregarthen clears it away only as far as Aiden Quinn. Lindley working with Quinn on that left flank. His left-footed serve, a good one. But Okello couldn't quite find the frame with his header.
Yeah, opposite of Birmingham so far. Indy get to that front post, get to that ball, get on the end of it. And Birmingham have done it once on a corner with Tregarthen, who misses the target, but you have to get to that front post if you're an attacker.
Darbian looking for a little bit of support. Finds some with McElhatton as Birmingham make their way back into the attacking third. Each side so far with a free header, neither one capitalized on. As Birmingham trying to build once again. Tyler Pasher working that right flank with Sebastian Tregarthen. Opts to recycle possession rather than force the issue down that side. Birmingham moving with purpose, one side of the field to the other, probing this Indy 11 defense. As we talked about off the top of the show, has not recorded a clean sheet yet this year. That's been one of the few missing things from Sean McCauley's group to start the year. 8 points through their first 5 matches of the season. This is played out of play, last touched by Indy. It'll be a throw for Sebastian Tregarthen in the Legion. For Indy, a much better start to this campaign than a year ago. Last year, Indy just 1 win through the end of May. They fought their way back throughout the summer, got themselves to the fringe of playoff positioning, just couldn't close it after that win against Birmingham Legion late in the campaign a year ago. One of the 3 wins they had to close out their home schedule, but got nothing, 0 points from their last 5 road games. And as a result, they missed the playoffs by 2 points. Finished 9th in the East on 35 total.
So far, we're 15 minutes in, and just to give you an idea of what each team might be thinking, what each coach may be trying to implement. So Birmingham, almost 60% of their attack has come down their left side. Indy 11, almost 43% has gone down their left side, 35 on the other side. But Birmingham, only 27% on their right side. So Birmingham very focused on the left side with Darbian and McCartney. Indy 11 a little bit more balanced throughout.
Rendon on that right side. He's gotten off to a great start this year for Indy. He's already scored 3 times. He's the target of this ball over the top, but that one a bit too far for him. It'll be a Birmingham Legion throw. Fancy USL on CBS Sports Network wraps up the month of April with a Brinks Tires USL Cup Group 5 matchup. It's Northeastern rivals Hartford Athletic and Rhode Island FC battle it out. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on April 25th. Catch all the action on CBS Sports Network as Darbian was spilled, found by Rendon. No love lost between those 2 Eastern Conference rivals, Hartford and Rhode Island. There was some chippiness last year, not only in their regular season matchups, but also in their USL Cup contest. Jay Heaps, meanwhile, is going to talk directly with Colleen Radisov, our referee. And Darbian both talking to the referee. Heaps was not thrilled with something that was said down below. It looks like both referee and manager are on the same page now.
If you know Jay Heaps, you know he's no stranger to getting animated and getting excited on the line. He's a very passionate guy. He's no stranger to standing up and really kind of almost, they talk about some managers kick every ball with their team. I would throw Jay Heaps in that class. He wants to win. He's a competitor at heart.
Right after he was talking to the referee, his team gets a free kick, a whistle. Gives Birmingham a free kick about 15 yards outside the 18. Tyler Pasher looks keen to whip this one in on his left foot. Over there with Sebastian Tregarthen.
Yeah, this ball is going to dive very quickly if it's hit into the wind and there's a gust.
It His Pastures to serve. It's driven, and it looked like Mario Williams got a piece of it with his head, but only as he was falling backwards. In the end, just a goal kick for Indy. The 11 will send everybody away again with the wind at their back. Eric Dick sends it away. Sanvi trying to bring that one down, did so. Got it back at his feet from Jack Blake. Now Indy look to break. Lindley right back where it came from. Masanvi going at Tregarthen again. Step over, 1-2. His serve cut out by Tregarthen, and last touch by Masanvi. Here the Birmingham players down below awfully excited with that defensive effort from Tregarthen.
Yeah, Tregarthen is not a natural right back. He is adapting to this space. He didn't play there in college at Lindsey Wilson. He was an All-American for them at USL 2 with Asheville City. He also played wide and was a great attacking talent and still is. But you see him putting in the defensive work and doing a great job of earning his team possession back in that sequence.
Over the top, looking for Mario Williams. Both he and the defender go down. It's going to be a foul on Williams. He was locked up with Anthony Herbert. Herbert insisted. He thought there should have been a card shown to Williams, perhaps a high arm. Another look at the contact here. How much was there in this? I don't know if there was all that much.
Hard to say. It looks as though Herbert may have been losing his footing already, but nevertheless, the referee's call stands, and it's Indy's ball. So I had my older sister dated a guy one time who played college soccer, and I was in high school at the time, and I've never rolled my eyes so much at a guy in my life than when he said, "I've never met a referee that's ever been wrong." And my dad was sitting at the table, and he looked at me, and he goes, because I had a tendency to, maybe chirp at referees a few times, and he said, "See, this is what college soccer players do." And I just couldn't believe my ears.
I think there's a lot of players that would say they've never fouled along those same lines. Good ball out to the wide area. Josh O'Brien, a chance to serve to the penalty spot, headed right back where it came from. Birmingham trying to break out of some traffic here. Diarbian with 3 red shirts around him does end up giving it up. The 11 bring it back under control here. Fans, a reminder, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Through the End, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Closing out week number 7, USL Championship today. Week 8 on tap coming up here in just a few days. Throw for Birmingham Legion after possession was pretty cheaply conceded. Mario Williams near the corner flag, trying to hold up possession for the home side, trying to perhaps maybe win them a corner. Did not get that done. Indy do clear their lines defensively. Kavita, the Birmingham captain, brings it down with his chest. Down this left flank goes Birmingham. Dawson McCartney, Kevork Diarbian, been awfully involved, as they have been by and large throughout the first 5+ games of the campaign for the Legion. McElhatton trying to pick a pass, looking that direction again. Didn't quite get it all the way there. Hayden White's header, though, unconvincing. Diarbian gets around him. Still Diarbian, lays it off. Williams just too tall. Best scoring opportunity either side so far. Mario Williams just misses the target.
Yeah, you can see Diarbian here gets defenders on his wrong foot. He wants to get it on his right foot, cuts inside, lays a ball off to his teammate Williams, who just puts it over the bar. A tough one, not his strong foot, right? I thought Diarbin was going to be able to pull the trigger there and decided not to, but Williams misses the target, which he'll be upset about.
Mario Williams, of course, the former Indy 11 man, scored 6 times last year in the league, plus 2 more goals in cup competition for Indy. Jamaican international already on the board. He's a Birmingham Legionnaire, scored 1, has assisted 1 as well. Inches away perhaps from finding one against his former club.
There's a few guys for Birmingham that are folks who spent time in Indy. You got Peter Lee Vassell and Tyler Pasher as well, who've all spent some time up in the racing city.
Plenty of crossover guys that are familiar with Indy. Storied Indy 11 franchise that coming into the weekend is looking for their 100th all-time USL Championship victory. Midway through this opening 45, 24th minute here in Birmingham, Alabama. Scoreless so far between Birmingham Legion and Indy 11. Indy 11 joined the championship right before the 2018 season. Birmingham Legion right behind them in 2019. Here is one of those former Indy guys. Tyler Pasher finds Dawson McCartney streaking up the left side again. As Birmingham start to throw more bodies forward into the attacking third. Antwi perhaps trying to change the point of attack here. Birmingham had the move on there for a moment. It's calmed down since then. Tregarthen, his pass cut out by Aiden Quinn. Tregarthen able to recover it. Dribbling at this defense. Quinn got rid of it and got fouled for his troubles. This is a veteran-laden Indy side, including Aiden Quinn, the 34-year-old now in his 4th season in Indy. Fresh off a brilliant 2025 campaign where he won the USL Golden Playmaker with 11 assists. Indy's gone out in the offseason. They've added some more veterans to this group. Paco Craig, Anthony Herbert, Eric Dick, all guys with plenty of USL Championship experience under their belts. Indy trying to get back to the playoffs after missing by just a matter of a couple of points a year ago. Throw here for Indy, fresh ball as well. Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sports.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, player's choice. Oda trying to clear it away from Birmingham's defensive third, does so with aplomb. Diarbin all by his lonesome, but sprinting at this Indy back line after a collision behind the play. Looked like Hayden White and Mario Williams collided with each other. Both guys are down, and now the referee's going to bring play all the way back to check on both of those guys.
I think that was collision is an understatement. That was a train wreck the size of those two guys. I hope they're both okay because they hit each other at full speed.
Mario Williams tracking back towards Diarbin. I don't think Hayden White ever saw him.
And you wonder if Williams was just trying to put him off, but goodness, I mean, I don't think Diarbin knew if Williams was going to take the ball or not, or how that was going to play out, but that was a big collision. I hope both players are okay.
Williams is to his feet. Looks like he's going to be okay. Bigger concern is on the Indy 11 side. See Mario Williams gesturing to the 4th official, said he'd like to be asked on here in just a moment, but Hayden White is moving gingerly back to the Indy 11 bench. Another one of these veterans, Englishman now in his 3rd season with Indy. Making his 6th consecutive start to begin the year. Guy who's not afraid of a challenge. He's 3rd on this team in duels, 1 to start this season. But he still looks to be in a good bit of pain, although he says he's going to be able to continue on. Of course, neither one of these teams wants to be pressed into an early substitution. Birmingham, that's their starting striker. For Indy, that's their starting right back. So it looks like Colleen Radisov, a referee, will drop this at the feet of Tyler Pasher. Birmingham will play on. Right away, McElhatton goes back over the top for Diarbian, who started this promising run. His back heel for McCartney doesn't quite come off as intended. McCartney's going to be called for the foul, as both Hayden White and Romario Williams come back onto the field here. We'll see. Both guys look any worse for wear after that big collision. Eric Dick sends it away. Right away, Romario Williams has spilled. This time a bump from behind from Bruno Rendon. Free kick, Birmingham Legion. So entering the 30th minutes here at Protective Stadium. More than a quarter hour left in our opening 45. Not a whole lot of attacking to speak of so far between these two sides. Just 4 total shots, nothing on frame just yet. Does that change here down the stretch as we try to close this first half? Another throw coming here for the home side. McCartney going to lob this back in play, but going to be pushed a little bit further back in the direction of Sean McCauley, the Indy 11 manager. McElhatton chips it into that corner again, but didn't come off as intended with his left foot. Speaking of Birmingham, fans, a reminder that Legion FC open up the Brinks Tires USL Cup play on the road this Saturday at San Antonio FC, 7:30 Central Time. Road trip continues on Saturday, May 2nd at Rhode Island FC. Kickoff set for 6:30 Central. You can watch the matches live right here on My 68 in Birmingham or on ESPN+. Of course, you can always follow along at BHM Legion on X for live match updates. Legion FC return to Protective Stadium Thursday, May 7th, hosting Miami FC, 7 o'clock Central Time. Game features a pregame block party at Uptown. You can get your tickets to the match today at bhmlegion.com/tickets. Birmingham back on the ball. Nice find, Pasher to Trey Garth, and Romario Williams couldn't keep it down. Another promising attacking play, but still, Morgan, nothing on frame just yet.
No, and Trey Garthen does a great job there of getting the ball pitched backwards. Williams still not getting across into that 6 across the front of the first defender. That ball gets pitched backwards, but still can't keep it on target, which is something he's going to want to fix. And ultimately, if he's not able to finish, he's going to end up getting subbed. He's doing a great job of linking the back to front, but if Jay Heaps expects him to score goals or score the odd goal from here and there, you've got Ronaldo Damas sitting on the bench, who is by all means one of the best goal scorers in USL Championship right now. He's just a fox in the box. Guy finds himself into the right spots and finishes.
Damas still trying to work his way back, full 90 minutes fit. We've seen him increasingly here over the past couple of weeks. See how many minutes he's got in the tank this afternoon. Great work from Rendon. Fought himself back in front of Kavita. Couldn't keep it nearby, though. It's out for a Birmingham throw.
Now watch, Indy's going to come and they're going to squeeze here, and they're going to try and win the ball at a very high position in their attacking third, and try and create some chaos for Legion FC. Make 1, maybe 2 passes, and then get a shot on target here.
Gotham heaves this one as far as he can. Anthony Herbert puts it back under control. He and Paco Craig haven't had a ton to do as the center back so far today. The foul's going to go on Seth Antwi, free kick Indy. While we have a moment, fans will remind you that soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your tickets to the match at SeatGeek, the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Could have gone to SeatGeek for tickets to today's match, or for tickets to one of the 2 nights Widespread Panic played just a block away from here, Protective Stadium, or could have gone to SeatGeek for UFL football game that was played here at Protective Stadium yesterday afternoon. As part of that, Gucci Man concert at halftime. It's really a 2-for-1, UFL football and Gucci Mane here in this building yesterday. Credit to the team here at the BJCC and Protective Stadium for turning this field from American football to soccer for a Sunday afternoon. Peter Vassell has been quiet here in this first half. Got a few touches there before giving it up. Hamoda trying to pick a pass. Looking over the top again for Dawson McCartney. Great work from him. McCartney just barely able to keep that in play, though. His first touch let him down. White trying to clear it. Only as far as McElhatton, though. Jarbian. Pasher in tight spaces. Trying to break through the crowd. Does so. Finds Trey Garthen. Trey Garthen just misses the frame.
It's really great work from Tyler Pasher to go open up Indy, find that pass, and then Trey Garthen just gets behind it, just doesn't keep it on target. Doesn't trouble Eric Dick at all. Legion FC are creating chances, but they're not. They've got to find a way to hit the target.
Off the restart, free kick Indy after Jack Blake got spilled by Peter Lee Vassell.
Oddly enough, Indy are not playing out of the back. They're on goal kicks, and Eric Dick is electing to go long, which is something that kind of bucks the trend a little bit in the modern game. A lot of times you see teams just try and build out of the back or not trying to look and pick up seconds off of a goal kick, but Indy 11 certainly taking that route right now.
Blake trying to track this one down, does so. Didn't get much behind that cross, though. Kavita sends that out of play. Still an Indy throw here in the attacking third. Indy 11 looking for killer goal scoring opportunity and what's been a quiet offensive first half for them. Blake back on the ball here. Herbert keeps it moving. Hayden White. Good movement off the ball from Rendon. Receives. Sanvi tried to bend that ball all the way around and overcooked it by some margin.
Yeah, he'll be really disappointed in himself with that effort. You at least want to keep it in play. Give your teammates an opportunity to go and attack it. But we just talked about Indy going long. Here's Birmingham building out of their own box. But look at the space in between Indy, right? They're stretched for about 60 yards, and that's what makes it look so easy for Birmingham right now to cut through them, is that they're not staying cohesive. We talked about them being cohesive as a defensive unit and organization, right? As the team stretches and you get Okello and Masanvi and Rendon pushing up high, trying to win it in attack, very high up the field, and then you've got Lindley, Blake, and O'Brien in the midfield. It seems like Birmingham are finding the pockets that are allowing them to just cut through them like a hot knife through butter. And Indy's going to have to find a way to fix that at halftime.
On cue, more space in midfield led to an opportunity there for Peter Lee Vassell. His shot was blocked. Again, driving at this Indy defense. McCartney has Diarbian making the run in front of him. Diarbian cuts it back. Romario Williams on the turn. Was he fouled from behind? Yes, he was. A point to the spot. Anthony Herbert pleading his case, but to no avail, and Birmingham Legion are going to have an opportunity to open the scoring from the spot.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out is look where Romario Williams picks up the ball. As we get another look here in just a moment, look, he's near the front post. He's not really going anywhere. Herbert has no reason to go in and make that tackle or make that challenge, but without having VAR in the USL Championship, you know, people always complain about soccer players diving or players diving or feigning to try and gain it, you know, get a foul, and they do so and put the referee to decision here for Birmingham. Williams does that. He gives the penalty and an opportunity for Tyler Pasher to put one past Eric Dick.
Tyler Pasher looking for his third goal of the year and trying to open the scoring on this Sunday. Pasher against Eric Dick, and Tyler Pasher scores. Birmingham Legion on the front foot here at home just a few minutes before halftime. Goal brought to you by AT&T, the third of the year for Tyler Pasher. Morgan Romario Williams wins the penalty, but that was very well taken from Pasher.
Yeah, there's no goalkeeper that's going to save that one. Plenty of pace, plenty of power, and he literally puts it in the top corner. You know, a great penalty from Tyler Pasher. The former Indy man strikes against his old team.
Tyler Pasher now in his fourth year in Birmingham. It was a tough year last year, just was hampered by injury, never really got on track, only scored twice, assisted twice all season long. He's already scored more goals here in 2026 than he did all of last year.
I mean, he seems like a different player this year too, and I don't know if it's the personnel or if, you know, if something was going on in his personal life. You know, you always think like these players, all they do is they just show up and they play soccer or play a sport, and regardless of what sport it is, right? But oftentimes people forget that they are human beings and they have lives outside of these white lines, and you know, some of that stuff can really impact you mentally and impact your performance. So he's off to a great start in 2026, which is great for Birmingham. You just wonder, you know, what could have been the problem last year? Because Tyler Pasher certainly has the capability. He's only 31 years old. As we get a great look at it. Again, Eric Dick goes the wrong way, and here's the best look. Coming right into your living room. No goalkeeper saving that. It's just a fantastic penalty.
14 goals now as a member of Birmingham Legion for Tyler Pasher. Now Indy trying to respond here. A set-piece opportunity. Kalaylan pushes that away. That header was on frame. The first real attempt of the game on target for the visitors. Kalaylan makes a big stop.
I'm not sure whose head got on it, but look at what a fantastic save from Kalaylan to preserve the clean sheet and the lead for Legion FC as we near the end of the first half.
Kalaylan makes the play. Corner here for Indy 11. In Quinn's service off the face of Sam McElhat. Didn't feel good, but he says he's okay. So now this is going to be, it looks like a throw for Indy. It's going to be a throw. Hayden White is over to take this throw. Looks like he's going to try to lob this into the 18. So here is White, moving some ad boards out of the way, trying to get something on this throw. Does lob it into the 18, and a foul on Indy 11. Allows Birmingham to clear the traffic.
Yeah, here's a really good look at that last save from Kalele. Look at his feet. Watch his feet. Boom. Right as it goes off his head, his feet are loaded. He's ready to pounce as a good goalkeeper would do. It's so important to have good feet as a goalkeeper because if you're flat-footed, there's no way you're saving some of these shots in USL.
Sim Kalele, 26-year-old, made a name for himself in Canada. Reigning Golden Glove winner in the Canadian Premiership. It's enough for Birmingham Legion to bring him on here. USL Championship. Diarbian working well once again with McCartney. Diarbian on his right, his shot blocked. Falls for Mario Williams. He leaves it for Trey Garthen. Trey Garthen feigns. Leaves it for Pasher. Pasher opts to recycle things. Birmingham knocking on the door once again here. The final moments of this first half. 44th minutes here at Protective Stadium. The Legion already with one goal. Is there another goal-scoring chance left in this first stanza? McElhatton. More space for the central midfielder. Mario Williams sends it across the face of goal, but nobody there in a black shirt, and Aiden Quinn clears.
Yeah, if I'm Jay Heaps at halftime, I'm focusing on getting into the right positions as our guys are getting towards the end line. There's been multiple crosses that have come through and have just missed us completely. So either, at this level, the guy crossing the ball is putting it into the wrong spot, or the attacker is making the wrong run.
McCartney, a first-time serve. Williams went to ground again. This time the referee waves off the penalty shouts, but the header went over the end line and out for a Birmingham Legion corner.
Yeah, and just a few minutes ago, again, down this left side, Dawson McCartney and Diarbian have had a great job, had a great first half. There's no VAR in USL, so you have to put the referee to the decision. He didn't give it in that situation, but he did give one previously. And there was a shout earlier for another handball from the Birmingham players for just a few minutes ago. So it's certainly making the referee be on top of his game today and make some very important decisions.
Birmingham plays the corner short. Pasher leaves it. It falls for McElhatton. His shot top of the box blocked, but not clear just yet. Paco Craig does try to clear it away now and does so. Cam Lindley tracks that down, and Indy trying to push red jerseys forward one final time here in this first half. Fourth official has indicated 3 minutes of added time. Peterlee Vassell tees one up. That one blocked away by Anthony Herbert. Now for a Birmingham throw. So 3 added minutes to close this first half, brought to you by UAB Medicine. After a fairly cagey affair for the first half hour, all of a sudden we've seen action on both ends here as we close out this first half. Moda put under pressure. Rendon took it off him, but couldn't find a red shirt in particular. Pasher able to play on the turn.
What a ball.
Trey Garthen tracks it down, keeps it in play. Defending that time, Jack Blake, but last touch by him. One more Birmingham corner left in this first half. Legion FC have outshot Indy 8-2. This first half, Jay Heaps' bunch have the lead. They play the corner short once again. Diarbian working with Pasher to the byline. Diarbian gets the serve away, but beyond everybody. Moda goes to track it down and does so. McElhatton working with Antwi as the center backs retreat here for the Legion. Entering the 48th final minutes of this first half. Our referee Khalid Radisson promised a minimum of 3 added minutes to close our opening 45. Trying to make sure there is not an Indy attack left in this first half. Dawson McCartney DRB and once again have been the tandem that have caused some chaos on that left side. Does Birmingham force the issue one final time? Are they content with their goal advantage? Hamoda. Down the line once again. DRB finds Pasher. Pasher into the 18, racing to the byline. Again, clipped to the back post. Nobody there in black. Aiden Quinn, no nonsense, heads it away from danger, but Birmingham are going to have one final corner here if they take it quickly.
Yeah, you wonder if there's some miscommunication with the players because, Birmingham are missing each other on crosses. Their percentage of crosses that have been successful so far cannot be very high, but they've put in a lot of crosses.
Again, Pasher plays it short. This time gets it back from DRB. Meckelhatton keeps it moving. Does Peter Lee Vassell tee one up from distance? He will, and couldn't quite keep it down. And that's the last moments of the first half. One half in the books here in Birmingham, and Birmingham Legion has to like where they stand.
Certainly, they're 1-1-1 so far this year when they have scored first. Indy 11 has not won any of their last 5 matches when they've conceded the first goal. So, could be an interesting second half.
We'll see if Indy make any adjustments. Trailing by a goal here on the road. 1-0 Birmingham Legion after a half. Fans don't go anywhere. Coming up at the break, look at the USL Championship players and USL League One players on the big international stage. Plus, we're going to look at some first half highlights, stats, and more. That all when we return to Protective Stadium right after this.
In Alabama, we take care of each other. We show up and work hard for the people who count on us. Now, Alabama is showing up for you with clinical genetic testing free for adults in our state. So you learn about your health risks before they become a problem. No cost, no insurance. For your heart, family, and future. Catalyst.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
With the field for World Cup 2026 now set, the USL can enjoy its place in the countdown to history. Never before has an active USL player taken part in a World Cup, until now. For the past 2.5 years, more than 30 players from USL Championship and League One battled through World Cup qualifying. This summer, 6 of them have a chance to hit the field for their respective country. Miami FC teammates Eloy Rom and Jurgen Locadia made history, helping Curacao qualify for the World Cup for the first time ever. Curacao will face Germany, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador in group play. And for the first time since 1974, Haiti will take part in the World Cup, following a very unique road through qualifying. 4 championship players, Duke Lacroix and Garvin Matusala of Colorado Springs, Delence Pierre from FC Tulsa, and Carl Sente from New Mexico United, led Haiti through qualifying without playing a home match. Now the Haitian team faces a tough group at the World Cup with matches against Brazil, Morocco, and Scotland. But while World Cup qualifying owned the spotlight in late March, several USL players took part on U.S. youth national teams, also on the world stage. Colton Swan of Charleston Battery scored a goal for the U.S. Under-20 team against Argentina in Argentina. Orange County SC's Tyson Espy played for the Under-17 team in Paraguay. And the U.S. Under-18 team played in Portugal, featuring Ramiz Hamuda from Birmingham Legion, Brandon Days of Louisville City, and Jameer Johnson from Orange County SC.
This one slipped through nicely for Williams! Shining once again for Hartford. Quizera settles. Dodea Quizera!
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
This week on USL All Access, more interviews, less of us. The Detroit midfielder Maxi Rodriguez. Looking for that back post again. Rodriguez scores! That's the way to start it for Detroit City at home. The El Paso manager, Junior Gonzalez.
It is halftime at the USL Championship. Time for headlines around the league. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Great job this week by Louisville City and Colorado Springs Switchbacks with cup sets in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup. Louisville knocked off Austin FC 2-1, while Colorado Springs dominated Sporting Kansas City 3-0. El Paso Locomotive is literally beginning to motor its way through the championship. After their 4-0 win at Hartford Athletic, El Paso moved into second place in the Western Conference. El Paso is tied with Louisville City for most goals scored heading into Week 7 with 14. USL's young players continue to shine in the spotlight, and this week we feature Brandon Days of Louisville City. The U.S. Youth International scored his first professional goal last weekend. Some of his measurables include 21 clearances already, and he has won close to 60% of individual duels during matches played. The USL Championship has a pair of upcoming national broadcasts. Next Saturday, it's El Clamico in the Prinks Tires USL Cup. Then on Saturday, May 2nd, Detroit City hosts Louisville City. Both matches are on CBS Sports Network. Those are your championship headlines. We're getting closer to the second half. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship, closing out Week 7 here in the Magic City. Let's get a good look at Regents Field, home to the reigning Southern League champions, the Birmingham Barons, affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. Just a few blocks north here, Protective Stadium, home to Birmingham Legion. The Legion lead 1-0 over Indy 11 as we look at what's already been a busy Week 7. Plenty of games to touch on, including a 4-1 victory. Monterey Bay, it's been a tough start to them for 2026. They conceded 3 to Indy. They conceded 4 to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Meanwhile, Morgan, we saw Birmingham Legion shut out Pittsburgh here last weekend. Albert Dequa's brace powers them to 3 points.
Yeah, they get it back on track against Detroit, who are always stingy and tough. That's a good result for them, a good bounce back.
Meanwhile, Birmingham Legion's USL Cup opponent next week, San Antonio FC, take out El Paso Locomotive 3-2. If you haven't seen the goal that former Legionnaire Alex Crognale scored from about 65, 70 yards, go check that one out. It was all over USL Championship social media yesterday. Elsewhere out west, Oakland Roots and FC Tulsa split the points, as do Orange County and Lexington SC out in Irvine. Quick look at the Eastern Conference coming into the day. Looks like this. Of course, Birmingham Legion trying to climb back above that playoff line. That's where Indy already are. 8 points through their first 5 matchups already this year. But Morgan still, everybody chasing Louisville City and Tampa Bay Rowdies, who both are off to excellent starts.
Yeah, 2 teams that you see near the top quite often, year in and year out. Charleston Battery, another one who have started to become a team that is synonymous with the top of the league, but there's certainly teams who are looking to get on the right track, on the right foot. Birmingham, certainly one of those sides.
Sporting Jacks gave Louisville City everything they could handle yesterday. It took till 90th minute plus 6 for Lou City to find a game-winning goal and take all 3 points from that contest. Birmingham on the front foot right now. Morgan, they've had plenty of the ball as we expected, but they've also created more of the danger to this point as well.
Yes, they have. I mean, 70-30 possession is wild, but it is certainly indicative. 11 shots to 2, only a couple on target, only 1 for Indy. Birmingham, Collier has had to make a great save that immediately would have made it 1-1. So Indy's certainly capable of getting back into this game.
Penalty the difference right now. Slotted home by Tyler Pasher. His side lead by 1 here in the Magic City. When we return, second 45 minutes between Indy 11 and Birmingham Legion. Right after this.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long-distance love, for the far-sighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back to Protective Stadium, home to Birmingham Legion FC, who lead 1-0 right now, taking on Indy 11. Before we get the second half started, let's look at the first half highlights. And Morgan, what were your takeaways from a physical first half?
Listen, Birmingham have been all over Legion FC, and Indy have been all over Legion FC. It's been a very physical contest. Nobody's here trying to make any friends so far, but Legion FC getting down that left side for Indy. Diarbian has had a good game, been bright so far. Here's the penalty, the call, and the decision. There's one look. We'll get another here in just a moment. Again, Herbert going in on the tackle on Williams, putting the referee to the decision. Then you have Tyler Pasher walking up, the former Indy 11 man, just packing it into the top corner, past Eric Dick. And then not long after that, Indy 11 get their only shot on target, but were denied by Colliet here. And I want to point something out. As this ball comes across, I'm going to try and highlight something here. So if we pause it right there, watch Colliet's feet right here. Watch this. Don't watch anything else. Just watch his feet as this play rolls through. As that ball comes off his head, boom, he is loaded right there. He's able to spring and get to make that save. If he is flat-footed or leaning back in any way, shape, or form, for all these young goalkeepers, staying on your toes is of vital importance. And that's the reason he made that save and kept the clean sheet so far.
Here at Protective Stadium, second half underway shortly.
Substitution for the Indy 11 at half-time. Entering the game, number 21, Mayfell Rashid.
Leaving the game is number 2, Hayden White.
So, second half underway here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham Legion in black, Indy 11 in red. Birmingham on the front foot. Indy 11 trying to claw something back here. Right away, an awfully tough challenge. Seth Antwi thought he won the ball. Indy 11 not thrilled with that as Masanvi was spilled. Guys are going nose to nose here, having to be separated by the referee. Talked about it just a few moments ago. There were some moments of physicality in the first half, and that was a crunching challenge to start this second half. Colleen Radisov, our referee, has got a decision or two to make here. First, the initial challenge.
As we get a look at it here, it's a hard tackle. I don't know if Antwi is coming through too far for it to be malicious, but he's a defensive midfielder going in for the tackle. I think he's got every right to that ball. If he comes through too much, and catches Masanvi on his knee or high, that will be a little bit different. But it's a 50-50 ball, right? And you don't want to go in softly because you're going to get hurt yourself if you do that. Certainly the Indy guys took exception to the tackle, but there's been no love lost between these teams, as we mentioned at halftime. It's been a very physical game so far, and it continued immediately into the first part of the second half.
Loic Masanvi still down. Former Minnesota United homegrown, making his fourth start of the year here today. Seth Antwi winning that, got plenty of the ball, but again, the follow-through got a hefty piece of the Indy winger. Antwi, a guy who takes no prisoners Not the biggest defensive midfielder, but he was excellent last year with St. Louis City 2. That earned him the move to Birmingham, where he has played all but 6 minutes so far this year for the Legion. But Antwi still down, receiving medical attention. While we have a moment, fans will remind you that if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Glad to have you with us. If you're joining us on channel 157, Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes here with you. Got a long injury stoppage here. The outset of this second 45 minutes. Loic Masanvi being helped to his feet. He is working very gingerly towards the sideline, and we will see. This stage, it does not look like he'll be able to continue, as he's still struggling to put weight on his right leg. Yellow card's been shown to Seth Antwi, brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
And players are getting into it. Antwi comes over to Masanvi to say, hey, you know, hope you're all right. And the Indy players are waving him away, saying, you know what you did. And scuffles have broken out again. So this game is only going to get more fiery as we go on.
So Masanvi being helped to the Indy 11 bench. It looks like his day is done. Indy's going to be forced into a second substitution. A referee talking to both Antwi and Birmingham Legion captain Fanwa Kavita. Hope it is, but it feels like it won't be the last of some physicality today. Looks like some tempers might continue to flare. Edward Chiza, by the way, is the substitute who will take the place of Masanvi. 27-year-old and former Pitt Panther, now in his second season with Indy. Chiza has been a guy who scored big goals against Birmingham. He scored 3 times last year across all comps. That included a goal against the Legion. Of course, he scored 2 of the biggest goals of his career. A playoff contest where the Riverhounds upset Birmingham a few seasons ago. So after a long injury stoppage, Andy forced into a second change, and now it's their free kick about 10 yards outside the 18. Cam Lindley, an in-swinging serve, dealt with by the Legion back line. Sebastian Tregarthen got the header to it.
That was a full 5 minutes. So we'd expect plenty of stoppage time at the end of today's match.
Mario Williams trying to bring that down. Cam Lindley tried to get it to Chiza, who was lurking behind the Birmingham defense. Birmingham trying to clear their lines defensively, and they do so. Moda sends it away. Birmingham working with the wind at their back here this second half after playing against it in the first 45. The breeze still blowing fairly consistently, 12 to 15 miles an hour. Not as gusty as we had earlier this afternoon. Tregarthen finds Mario Williams. Pasher, the goal scorer. Pasher back on it here. Couldn't quite connect with Vassell. Fell back to his feet. Couldn't get through multiple defenders, but he did win his side of throw. Birmingham 1, Indy 0 as we play on here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham Legion, the 1 goal so far today. A PK slotted home by Tyler Pasher in the 39th minute. Fanwa Kavita, was he pushed? Yes, he was. He was locked up. A lot of shoulder bumping between him and Bruno Rendon. Final bump, enough to draw the whistle and the free kick for the Legion.
Again, still very physical. Fanwa Kavita is a big guy, and so is Rendon. Both going at it. Vida just had better positioning on him. I'd be interested to see the adjustments that Indy 11 and Macaulay make in the second half. They were getting cut through the middle of the field some, as we have another foul and a card for Legion FC.
Sam McElhatton booked. So both defensive midfielders for the Legion now playing on yellow cards. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. McElhatton tried to keep possession as he went to ground.
Yeah, and that one's a little different in my opinion because McElhatton is lunging for the ball there, whereas Antwi's just going through the tackle, right? But McElhatton may be a little lucky there.
Not the best of challenges from the Aussie midfielder who's been booked now for a second consecutive weekend. Lob towards the top of the box. Indy, an opportunity. Aiden Quinn denied. Chizza on the rebound, recovers, recycles. Kalela comes to collect that. A second big-time stop. But Jassim Kalela to keep the sheet clean for now.
Yeah, again, Kalela sets his feet really well. Aiden Quinn gets all of this one. And Kalela just does a great job. Watch his feet. Boom. Set. Gone. Makes the save. Keeps a clean sheet.
Aiden Quinn knows a thing or two about goal scoring. The only active USL Championship player with 50-plus goals scored, 60-plus assists. That left-footed effort, a good one. That's enough to keep it away. Paco Craig's positioning good. He wins into 11 a throw.
Full stretch all the way across. Great save from Kolelet.
Lindley finds Josh O'Brien. What a move from him to create the space. Rendon's off and running. Rendon tracks it down. Dawson McCartney out to greet him. Rendon serve beyond everybody. Aiden Quinn beaten to it by a defining touch from Peter Lee Vassell. It's out for an Indy throw. All of a sudden, Indy 11 operating more on the front foot here. Lindley, his pass cut out. Does Birmingham try to break quickly, perhaps?
When you play from behind, if you're a counter-attacking team and you play from behind, you have to make adjustments, right? You have to come out of your shell just a little bit in order to try and go get that goal. You can't just wait the whole game and expect something to come to you or a counter-attacking chance. You've got to go and try and find it. And so when that happens, a lot of times you get opened up a little bit more and become more susceptible to giving up a second. So Indy need to be careful and pick the right moments, but they're certainly going to get drawn out a little bit as this match wears on.
Kavita's pass cut out into his own bench. A throw coming here for Birmingham.
Matt Van Oekel over there on the sidelines, sticking a paw up as if he'd been on the field in the last 6 months or so.
Guy knows a thing or two about getting a hand. Kicks coming his direction. Longtime USL Championship goalkeeper, making the transition from full-time starter to coach down there on Jay Heaps' staff. Pasher couldn't quite keep that alive. It'll be a throw for Indy. Fans, a reminder that eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download it now. Dozen plus minutes in to our second 45. Of course, we had the long injury stoppage here just as we got the second half going. So we'll make that up on the back end. Indy 11, after a tough attacking first half where they generated just 2 total shots, just the 1 on target, all of a sudden starting to ask a few more questions. The outset of the second half, Rendon wins his side a throw. Now check that, it's going to be a corner. So went over the end line. Dawson McCartney trying to shield it away, but couldn't. This will be just the second corner of the evening for the visitors. Can they make something of it as they look for an equalizing goal? Aiden Quinn serves, headed wide. Pretty good look there. Rendon and Paco Craig were both lurking at that near post.
Birmingham have had some warning shots looking. They've been in matches so far this year against Charleston, and at Loudoun, where they've had the lead, and they've ultimately ended up drawing those games. So they need to make sure they maintain their focus. That was one thing, Jay Heaps talked to us about a week or two ago about maintaining their focus and having the mental toughness to go through and see out 90 minutes. And they're going to have to do again so today. Indy is starting to knock on the door.
Peterlee Vassell found free kick coming for Birmingham. Legion led going into the 80th against Charleston. Dropped all the points. Charleston scored 2 late goals. Steal a victory on the water. Birmingham led going into the 80th minute against Loudoun. Conceded a tough penalty. Drew against Loudoun United. Now Birmingham scored an early goal last weekend here at home against Pittsburgh. Made it stand up. Kept the Hounds off the board the entirety of the night. So far working a similar formula today. Antwi keeps it moving. Hamoda, the teenager, quitting himself well once again. It's half of this center back pairing. Arbian bump for behind. Referee opts to let play continue. Trey Garthin has it taken away. He trying to counter quickly. Rendon able to get on the end of that. But only for a moment. Tyler Pasher fights his way back in front. Frustrating day at the yard so far for this Indy attack that has looked fearsome at times the early part this year. Plenty of goal-scoring talent in this crew. They try to make one up and then some. Aiden Quinn's pass cut out. Trey Garthin gets around him. His pass to Peterlee Vassell underhit just a bit though. Throw coming for Birmingham Legion. Trey Garthin gets ready to rob that back in play. Fans, a reminder that at Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Only 1 goal in this game so far. Belongs to Tyler Pasher. 22 minutes ago. Good defending, though, from the Legion. They win possession back and are on the move. Diarbian with a bit of space. Closed down by Herbert. Indy diffused the attack, and now we're looking the other direction. Kavita cuts that off before it gets to Rendon.
Good composure from Hamoda there. Very tough.
Trey Garthin yanked back by Jack Blake. That's a free kick for the Legion, and Birmingham saying that likely should have been a yellow card, but none coming. 2 yellow cards so far today. They both belong to Birmingham's 2 defensive midfielders, Seth Antwi and McElhatton. How long does Birmingham stick with both of those guys, both on yellows? Jay Heap still hasn't made any changes to his starting 11. Got all 5 of his subs available as Antwi is clipped from behind by Rendon. That challenge seemed clumsy at best, cynical at worst. I believe Colin Radisoff, our referee, told Rendon his next foul will be a booking for persistent infringements. Diarbian trying to turn. What a turn it was. Showing off the pace. Diarbian into the 18. Had it swiped away by Herbert, but out of play for a Birmingham corner. How good is this?
Yeah, it's a great dummy. Look at when you have the pace of Diarbian, look, you can do sorts of things like that. And Rashid is 6'5". It's going to be hard for him to keep up with a little bitty quick guy like the Arvin. But if you're wondering, Birmingham have not served a lot of their corners into the box. On the field right now for Indy, they have 7 players that are over 6 foot. Legion FC have 2.
So we'll see if this corner is served short as well, and it is. Pasher, top of the box. Peter Lee Vassell couldn't keep it down. Got his laces through it, but well off target. So a goal kick coming for Indy. Mikel Rashid now the fullback for Indy. Hayden White, we saw him go down with injury there late in the first half. He finished out the half, but Rashid took over in his stead. Rashid makes his first appearance in a few games after starting the first couple this year, the former Xavier Musketeer. Speaking of changes, Birmingham looks like they're prepping their first 2 changes of the night, both attack-minded changes. This is carried forward a good bit. Out wide, Chiza. On his right, surveying his options, leaves it for Cam Lindley. Aiden Quinn's made the run forward. He receives. Is possessed by Peter Lee Vassell. Vassell trying not to concede a corner and doesn't. Okello with Antwi on his back, keeps it alive. Using that 6'5" frame, opted to go for goal there from a tough angle and did not trouble Kalelet's goal. And now Birmingham will make their first 2 changes of the day. Serge Goma, the man on loan from New York Red Bulls, is the first. Actually, they're going to announce Ronaldo Damas first. Damas is on like for like. He replaces Romario Williams up top. 3rd appearance of the year for Damas, still working his way back to full fitness, but one of the best goal scorers in the USL Championship when healthy. The other change is Peter Lee Vassell. The winger makes his way off. Serge Goma, the man on loan from New York Red Bulls, comes off the bench for the 3rd time this year, making his 4th overall appearance. Goma for Vassell, the 2nd change. As part of that double swap for Jay Heaps in the Legion. Surprised they're both attacking changes for Birmingham?
No, I think going into this game, you're probably thinking that Damas is going to get anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. I think Romario Williams had a great match. He did a great job linking front to back. He just doesn't have the goal to score for it, right? He did earn the penalty, but Peter Lee Vassell, I would have expected a little bit more from him. I was thinking he would be getting at Aiden Quinn in Indy, but didn't have the opportunity. Birmingham been playing on that left side heavily so far today, but I like both these changes for Jay Heaps and his team.
Here is Ronaldo Damas connecting with the other sub. Goma, a chance, saved by Dick, and he's able to hang on.
Yeah, almost wrong-footed Eric Dick there.
I believe that is the first save of the day for Eric Dick, who again will walk away from this contest without a clean sheet after Pasher beat him from the spot in the first half. But he makes a stop there. Now Indy looking for something on the other end. Quinn to the back post, dangerous ball, flicked away by McCartney. Rendon trying to run it down, he will. Picks up his head. Rashid serves. Good! Volley and it's in! What a strike from Edward Chiza. It's that man in Birmingham again. Chiza off the bench and into the score sheet. It's 1-1.
I think that's now the 6th goal that Legion FC have given up to substitutes this year, which is more than anybody in the league. Just some changes and the ball gets through. He rifles us into the net.
Goal brought to you by AT&T. It's the first of the day for Indy, and it's the first of the year for Edward Chiza. This guy just loves to play Birmingham Legion. He scored against the Legion last year. He scores against them their first meeting this year. How well hit was this?
It was fantastic, and Chiza does a great job of getting in front of the defender here. Ball comes across, and Kolelet doesn't get his feet set and isn't able to react quickly enough for this, but fantastic service from Rashid, and even better finish from Chiza.
It's the first assist of the year for Rashid. And after 2 substitutes nearly combined for the Legion, 2 substitutes do combine for Indy. With a little more than 20 minutes to play, the points up for grabs, 1-1 here in Birmingham. Pasher looking over the top. Dick comes to collect that. It's the first assist of the year from Mikel Rashid, the guy that spent last year with Tormenta. The jump up from USL League One to USL Championship this year. Free kick coming here for the Legion. Handball call against Jack Blake. Fans, a reminder, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches, expert analysis every day on CBS Sports Golazo and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. On ESPN Plus today, glad to have you with us. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes. Also shout out if you're listening on Sirius XM, channel 157. Mario Williams earned Birmingham a PK in the first half. Tyler Pasher slotted it home into the upper corner. Birmingham led 1-0 after that 39th minute strike. Edward Chiza has pulled one back for Indy 11. Now in the 70th minute here at Protective Stadium. What final twists and turns does this match still have in store? Kello links it well. Blake couldn't find his way around Antwi. Goma carrying it forward. Out the other side. Austin McCartney down the line looking for Tyler Pasher, who gets there. 2 red shirts greet him, and he's not quite, is Pasher on the same page with Ronaldo Damas. Damas spent last year on loan with Birmingham, started every single contest, scored 11 in the league plus 3 in USL Cups. Looking for his first this year. Meanwhile, a foul as Indy progressed play back the other direction. Bruce Rendon was shoulder checked by Dawson McCartney, and McCartney is going to be booked here. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm, the 3rd of the day, shown to a member of Birmingham Legion. So now Antwi and McElhatton, the 2 6s, and McCartney playing on yellow cards the rest of the night. Another set piece coming here for Indy. Cam Lindley looking almost directly into the setting sun.
Remember the height differences here.
Plenty of size to try to pick out for Lindley. Serves to the top of the box. It's flicked to the back post. Kiza couldn't quite get all the way around this one.
So you get a look at the replay here. McCartney does a pretty good job of sliding over to make sure that the 1-2 doesn't get completed. I think the referee is right there to give a booking.
Birmingham survived that passage of play without too much stress. Throw coming for Indy near the Birmingham bench. As Birmingham is prepping another change. Will they make that here? Looks like they'll make it at the next stoppage. Aiden Quinn merely forced back a few more yards. Meanwhile, a man down behind the play, Sebastian Tregarthen. Looks like he got a high arm from Edward Chiza. Referee stopped play, but it doesn't look like he's called for a foul. I think he was just checking on Tregarthen. Potential head injury. Now allows play to continue. Drops it at the feet of Indy 11. Big collision behind the play. Jack Blake spilled Diarbian, but referee plays the advantage. Goma too far out front for Pasher.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a big hit from Blake on Diarbian there. The referee lets play on, lets play go there, which I think he's right to do so, but it looked a little nasty. Blake should consider himself lucky for not getting into the referee's book for that.
Donan O'Brien tried to keep it in play down the right side, but could not. It's out for a Birmingham throw, and now the home side will make their third change of the night. It's Bryce Washington come on here and replace somebody. Referee's board says 3 outs, 21 in. 21's already on the field. It is going to be Fonwell Kavita, number 3, who comes off. So the Birmingham captain slides out here after 73 plus minutes. Bryce Washington, Atlanta native, back in the mix here. Guy that started 3 games earlier this year, but had been missing due to injury the past couple of games.
Welcome sight for Jay Heaps and his team to have Bryce Washington getting back to fitness and able to come back in. As Kavita exit, Colelet takes the captain's armband. If you're wondering what sort of impact he's already had with this team in just a few short months, that says a lot right there.
It does indeed. Bryce Washington, a USL Championship veteran, now in his 6th USL Championship campaign. Good work from Antwi to keep it moving. Tyler Pasher's got space and an overlap from Trey Garthen. He leaves it for him. Trey Garthen a chance, tried to cut it back instead. Aiden Quinn had that red. It's out for a Birmingham corner.
Yeah, I think I like the attack from Birmingham. It's good. It's good. You've got a guy like Pasher on the ball who can drive and beat people and score for himself. But in that instance, I think he maybe took one touch too many and left Trey Garthen with fewer options than if he would have given it to him just a little bit earlier.
Pasher in swinging serve. Dick didn't catch it clean, but he got bumped in the process. Foul on Ronaldo Damas and a free kick for Indy 11.
Yeah, and there's nothing malicious in that. I think Ronaldo Damas is the number 9. He's got every right to go up and try and get that ball. Eric Dick at 6'4", 6'5", just has a little bit bigger of a reach than Damas can jump.
Less than a quarter hour to go. 76 minutes here in Birmingham. Is there a defining moment left? Again, the only draw in 15 meetings between these two teams came last year in USL Cup, and even then, after 90 minutes tied, that went to PKs. Indy 11 came away with the results. Great work from Goma, using his body to win possession. He's got options either side. Pasher one of them. Pasher out wide. Diarbin's shot blocked through a crowd.
As this game is progressing, you're starting to see teams have more chances. It's getting stretched. Legs are getting a little bit tired. Players are getting a little bit more disorganized, willing to take some risks, trying to win it for their team. So I would expect the last 15 to 20 minutes of this game, if you're a neutral at home just catching this game on a Sunday, it could be very exciting.
End to end. Back come Birmingham Legion again. The RBN holds it up. Let's a few more black shirts across the midway line. Indy 11 prepping their 3rd change of the night. Logan Neidlinger, a 20-year-old and Indy native, has grabbed a shirt. Looking to make his first USL Championship appearance of the year. Birmingham playing with its at the feet of their center backs. Bryce Washington, Misamoto, Sebastian Trey Garthen, the fullback, getting forward once again. Goma. Surveys. Pasher, top of the box, turns. Diarbin. 1v1. Diarbin shot. Saved by Dick. Thomas tracks down the rebound, keeps it in play. Still defending to do for Indy as Thomas overhits a ball that he served all the way across the park. And actually, it's going to be a throw on the other side of that turf. As Indy now will make that change. Neidlinger ready to check in, and he will come on for Noble Okello. So the big Canadian's day is done. Neidlinger on, the Indy 11 Academy product who has been in the system since 2021, made his pro debut back in 2024. He's made an appearance once this year in the Open Cup contest against Union Omaha, and now he's on for the first time in USL Championship play this year.
Here we get a good look at Eric Dick making a great save. Watch his feet. Boom, he's set, and he's able to launch. That's so important for goalkeepers. You will hear me say that throughout the season. A lot of times, I feel as though goalkeepers that give up goals from distance or from far away are oftentimes caught while they're trying to hop and get ready to load. There, Eric Dick does a great job of setting his feet so he can pounce on that save.
Eric Dick did not make a save in the first half. Of course, Birmingham, the only shot on target was the goal, the penalty from Tyler Pasher. He's made a couple of important stops in this second half. Have kept Birmingham from finding a second, what could be a deciding second. Trey Garthen keeps his feet, finds Goma again. He's been active since coming on. He's passed too far out front of Diarbin. McCartney trying to get there. Did he win the foot race? Not quite. The throw belongs to Indy. Mikel Rashid came out there to greet McCartney.
And McCartney's in disbelief because it looked as though Rashid went to ground to clear that ball away, and McCartney had kicked it off him, but the referee saw it differently.
80th minute here in Birmingham. Indy looking for their third win of the year. 8 points from their first 5 USL Championship contests, unbeaten in their last 4. Birmingham looking for their second consecutive win. Starting the year winless. Pasher into space. Still Tyler Pasher. Couldn't quite get it to Goma. Chiza, the goal scorer, couldn't shield it away from Washington, but did enough. Washington ushers it back to the feet of his goalkeeper. Well, sends it away. Goma flicks it on. Damas couldn't quite get on the end of it. Good work from Herbert and Paco Craig. 2 veteran center backs on the same page there. Have to be with Ronaldo Damas trying to work between them. Throw for Indy coming in their attacking third. Tension building in the building. Eidlinger has space, gets across away, and it's in! A second for Indy. Josh O'Brien gives the visitors the lead with less than 10 minutes to play.
Talked about there's been 16 matches between these teams, and no one has scored or no one has tied. There hasn't been a single draw in this. And Indy has certainly taken it to Legion FC in this second half.
And it's been substitutes making their mark for Sean McCauley's group in the second half. 2 subs combined for Indy's first, and Logan Neidlinger sets up Indy's second.
Here comes the ball, just a great cross. And O'Brien just gets his foot stuck out. Gets in front of the Birmingham defender, Dawson McCartney. And Colelet has no chance.
Goal brought to you by AT&T, the first of the year for Josh O'Brien. Guy who's known for the work he does in midfield. No one in this Indy team has won more duels so far this year. But there, the 23-year-old shows off some goal-scoring touch, and Indy 11 have turned this game all the way around. From 1-0 down, they lead 2-1. 83rd minute, Birmingham restarts. Now all of a sudden, the home side are chasing.
It's been a tale of 2 halves, as I said. You know, the ball possession's gotten a little bit better for Indy in the second half, and they've chased it a little bit. It looks like they've changed formations slightly, but you know, it's working for them, and they're making the most of the crosses they're putting into the box.
McElhatton headed away by Neidlinger. Birmingham recycle. Indy's prepping one more change after the goal. They won't make it here, but they will take their time getting this ball back into play. Could this be Indy 11's 7th win in a row against the Legion? Swept all 3 meetings last year. Now a man goes down. Bruno Rendon has gone to ground for Indy 11, grabbing at his left leg. Indy does have a sub ready, and it looks like Rendon is going to be the man that's coming off. And he is off. So Rendon off. Hesron Berry is on. Jamaican international, veteran, comes off the bench for the 3rd time this year. Berry played the final 21 minutes against Monterey Bay. He's on for the final 6+ minutes tonight. Berry has the distinction of being the 10th Jamaican international to play for this Indy 11 club. Off the restart, Pasture flips it out wide to Diarbin. McCartney working to his left. He'll get it. McCartney thought about a serve there, thought better of it. Meckelhat trying to switch the point of attack. Out to Trey Garthin. Didn't quite get there. Neidlinger sends it into the 5th row. '85th minute. Birmingham led 1-0. Until the 68th when Edward Shiza pulled one back for the visitors. Josh O'Brien supplied a second. Indy 11 in the driver's seat as it stands. Can Birmingham punch back? Trey Garthin looking down the line for Goma. Goma gets there first. Couldn't keep it alive though. And Berry on his back. Could not keep that from trickling over the touchline. Hesron Berry lobs it back into play. Chizza went to ground too softly, says the referee. Birmingham back in possession.
Here's an interesting stat. So Indy have 8 shots in this game. 4 of them are from set pieces.
This is an Indy team that had just 2 shots total. First 45 minutes today. They've got 2 goals since halftime. Really 2 goals over the last 15 minutes. Tyler Pasher couldn't quite get around Neidlinger. The 20-year-old shows some defensive chops. Clears it away out of play. Now for a Birmingham throw, which they take no time getting back into play. Reminder, we had a long injury stoppage at the outset of the second half. Plus, we've had some bookings, 2 Indy goals scored, so we could be looking at a decent bit of stoppage time to close the contest. Upwards of 5-6 minutes, perhaps.
I think the first injury was 5 minutes alone. So I would expect upwards of 8 or 9, and depending on how the last few minutes go, upwards of 10.
Trey Garthin, did he keep it alive? Not quite. Indy's throw as we enter the 87th minute. Referee telling Indy 11 to try to pick up the pace a little bit here. Indy 11 were outshot in that first half, 11-2. Been a different story in this second half. Sean McCauley's group have rallied and then some. Meckelhat working with Pasture in midfield for the Legions. They approach the attacking third once more. Trey Garthin's pass cut out with clearance from Cam Lindley, unconvincing. McCartney trying to serve something towards Damas. Dealt with by Paco Craig. Diarbin trying to bring it down. Did so. Now turns and faces. Edge of the 18. Ran into a wall in Herbert's. Hamoda beaten to it by Chizza. Chizza, though, heads it over the touchline. Out for a Birmingham throw. Entering the 89th minute here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham with the breeze at their back. Their side of the park shaded. Looking for an equalizer. A game they controlled for much of the afternoon. Diarbian, is he onside? Flag stays down through the traffic. Diarbian, what a move this is. Cuts it back and it's in! Diarbian sets it up, and Sam McElhatton has tied this game to a piece.
It was interesting. Diarbian ends up on the right side, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But making an impact in these final few minutes for sure.
Birmingham pull one back. And now, is there one final twist left? As we enter the 90th minute. Goal brought to you by AT&T. The first for Sam McElhatton. From 1-0 Birmingham to 2-1 Indy to 2-2. And Morgan, it's the guy you talked about off the top of the show. Gavor Diarbian, how bright he's been for the Legion, despite the fact that he did not have a goal or an assist to his name yet this year. That changes now. Jack Blake couldn't quite control that through traffic, and a Birmingham man is down. It's the teenager Hamoda. He's on the wrong side of that challenge with Blake. Gives us a chance to look at the goal scoring sequence.
Yeah, and look at this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys from Indy. They're trying to slow him down. He's found a way to get through, pitches the ball back perfectly, top of the 6. A great finish from McElhatton. It wasn't going to put a hole in the back of the net by any stretch of the imagination, but it was just in the right spot. And Diarbian making an impact, showing up on the right side of the field for one of the first few times today.
Morgan, you were right to take the over. 7 added minutes to close the night. Brought to you by UAB Medicine as we enter stoppage time with everything still to play for. 2-2 and what has been a 3-goal second half.
I don't think this game's out of goals yet. I think there's at least one more. As you said, we've never had a draw between these two teams.
Thomas holds it up for the Legion. McCartney working with Antwi. Can either side find a late winner? Goal in the 68th. Titans from Edward Chizza. O'Brien gave Indy the lead. McElhatton has brought things back level. It's McElhatton on the ball here, able to turn. Looking for Thomas. Thomas holds it up. Not being allowed to turn by Paco Craig. Goma picks up his head. Troy Garth near the corner flag. Cuts it right back where it came from. Goma, Pasher into the 18, top of the box. Antwi lets it go, has it blocked. Pasher on the redirect gets it right back to Antwi. And in a crowd, Jack Blake clears it away from danger. Real estate at a premium right now in and around the attacking 18 for the Legion. Indy's lead lasted just 8 minutes. Now they're trying to see out at least a point, if not more. 2 minutes into our minimum of 7. Garvin trying to cause more chaos in the attacking third. Switches the point of attack. Trey Garth, and not a bad first-time ball. Swept away by Herbert and out for a Birmingham corner.
That's a great ball across, first time from Sebastian Tregarthen. A great pick out, but also to take that first time, slide it across. It's very, very difficult to do, and there was plenty of pace on that ball.
Tyler Pasher serves, front post, dealt with by Craig. Rinse and repeat from the same flag. Does Pasher go back post this time? Nope, front post again. Craig gets ahead to it for a second time. Lindley clears it away and allows Indy to reset. Goma, excellent first touch. The low knee has been bright since coming on. McCartney, a first-time serve. Looking back post. Beyond Damas. Cleared away. Only as far as McElhatton, who keeps it down here. McElhatton to the penalty spot. Herbert got ahead to that. Birmingham keeping the pressure on, though. Pasher looking for Goma. Goma turns. His cross dealt with by Quinn. And last touched by Birmingham. It'll be an Indy goal kick. Midway through our minimum of 7 added minutes. Indy 11 finally a chance to breathe. They had been defending for quite some time. Eric Dick sends everybody forward and sends it away into the breeze. First ball won by Birmingham, as was the second ball. Diarbin on the move once more. 1v1 with Rashid. Diarbin to the byline, tries to cut it back through the traffic. Diarbin just wide. Oh, it was everything but the finish.
You think to yourself as he's going through this, he's got multiple opportunities to pull the trigger. I think, here, hit it. No. Another touch, and then just can't wrap his foot around it. But I mean, goodness gracious, very exciting. It still needs the end product, has to put the ball in the back of the net or create more for his teammates. But Diarbin certainly has the talent to succeed at this level.
Off the restart, free kick for Indy near the midway stripe, and Indy is going to bring everybody forward here.
I mean, even with the substitutes that they've made, they've got 6 or 7 guys that are over 6 foot. And Birmingham subbed off one of theirs. So there's certainly a chance for Indy to take all 3 points.
Cam Lindley just a few yards in front of midfield, sends this towards the top of the 18. And a foul called on Indy. I believe it was on Anthony Herbert, the guy who ended up winning the header.
Usually does go that way. If you win the header, you fouled somebody or you've done the hard work, but oftentimes you find that you may have broken the rules a little bit.
96th minute here, Protective Stadium. Ball over the top. Goma called for the foul. Fans down below can't believe it, says Goma tried to shield it away from Aiden Quinn. And it looked like it was going to be clean for a moment, but a whistle and a foul brings things to a halt. Another look at it here. Just a little push in the back there from Goma.
It wasn't much. You can see the reaction from the sidelines.
Barry sends it away. Bryce Washington went way up in the air to try to win that ball for the Legion. Chizza trying to keep it down here, did so. Jack Blake couldn't get his pass through the crowd. 97th minute here. Diarbin charges forward, perhaps for the final time. Out wide, Ronaldo Damas gets it right back to him. What a run this is from Diarbin. His cross cut out, but another Birmingham corner coming. And an injured player for Indy. It looks like Herbert's.
Yeah, all the men in the stadium and in the broadcast watching right now need to look away. You don't want to see this one.
Anthony Herbert might need a moment. He blocked the cross, but at what cost?
Took that one right in the mommy-daddy button.
He's trying to tough it out here in what could be the final action of the night. 98th minutes. Ball served in. Almost got all the way through. And that is full time. 3 goals in the second half. And in the end, the points shared. 2-2 our final between the Legion and Indy 11.
It was a fantastic second half.
Everything you could want from a neutral point of view, especially in the final 22 minutes or so. Indy found an equalizer and a go-ahead goal. Birmingham pulls one back. in the end, each side walks away with a hard-earned points. Our final match of Week 7, the USL Championship. Thanks for taking it in with us. We'll step aside and wrap it up when we return in just a moment.
For every action, there's a reaction. For every late night check-in, every early morning routine, every episode that you just wish wouldn't end, there are thousands of actions making it all possible. From the little things to the big things to the couldn't live without them things. There are hardworking people doing everything in their power to power everything you do.
In Alabama, we take care of each other. We show up and work hard for the people who count on us. Now, Alabama is showing up for you with clinical genetic testing free for adults in our state. So you learn about your health risks before they become a problem. No cost, no insurance. For your heart, family, and future. Catalyst.
Welcome back to Protective Stadium here in Birmingham, Alabama. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes with you. Hard-fought contest today. In the end, the points shared 2-2 our final. Both sides will walk away a bit wistful at what potentially could have been 3 points for either side. As we look at our final stats, and Morgan, it was all Birmingham in the first half. It looked like it was going to be all Indy in the second half until McElhatton's equalizing goal. And after that equalizer, that is where we finished up the night.
Yeah, both teams today will feel like they should have had 3 points. Both teams will feel like that in different ways as this game ebbed and flows. It certainly was there for the taking, but we get our first draw between these two.
17 shots for the Legion, just 5 on target. They had plenty of opportunities, especially late, and they did find the equalizer. Just couldn't find the game winner. Meanwhile, Indy had a 2-1 lead late, let it slip, but they take a point back with them to Indy. It's now 9 points for Indy 11 from their first 6 contests of the year. They get Union Omaha coming up in the Prince Tires USL Cup. Second time they will have seen Union Omaha after they saw them US Open Cup a few weeks back. Then it'll be back on the road to start the month of May, as Indy take on Tampa Bay Rowdies before coming back home to see Florida's other team, Sporting Jacks, up at Michael A. Carroll Stadium. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, it's a Texas two-step coming up to start group play in their Prince Tires USL Cup as they take on old friend Alex Cronali and San Antonio FC before hitting the road to start May in the Northeast, taking on old friend Cano Smith and Rhode Island FC. Legion aren't back home until May 7th, taking on Miami FC. That game kicking off at 7 o'clock Central Time. Get your tickets to that match today, bhmlegion.com/tickets. Morgan, Tyler Pasture's penalty, the difference in the first half. That gave Birmingham Legion the lead. Sam McElhatton, though, one of the heroes for Birmingham in the second half, and as you expect, getting some well wishes from the fans down below as Birmingham faithful have made their way onto the turf, as is tradition here at Protective Stadium. But from a fan's point of view, that was a very entertaining game, especially that second half.
Yeah, it really was a great match for the neutral to watch, right? We talked about it being exciting. We talked about it not lacking goals the last 15 or 20 minutes, and certainly we got what we had expected from each of these teams today.
Fun way to close out Week 7 in the USL Championship. Indy 11 picks up their 9th point of the year. Birmingham Legion draws for the 3rd time, picks up their 6th point here in 2026. Game that had a little bit of everything. Some physicality, some tough play, some brilliant play at times. 4 goals, 3 of which came in the final 22 minutes. In the end, the points shared between Indy 11 and Birmingham Legion. The first time in regular season play, each of these two teams comes away with a point apiece. Thanks for watching it with us from Birmingham, Alabama, and on behalf of our entire Birmingham-based crew, what a way to finish a busy weekend here in the Magic City. For Morgan Copes and our entire crew, I'm Blake Gardner saying good night from Protective Stadium in Birmingham. Thanks for watching our coverage of the USL Championship. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you next time for another edition of USL Championship Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.